Bethan's Kitchen and Garden. I am Bethan and today I'm going to be transplanting my rhubarb crowns from my allotment over to my front border. So I thought I'd share with you how I'm going to do it. This is the front border where it's going to go. I'm going to put two crowns, one in front of that lavender and one here. I do need to do a little bit of prep as there's some daffodil bulbs here, so I will lift them and move them to a different place. And the lavender, I'm not sure off the top of my head if that's the right time, if it's the right time to prune it at this time of the year, so I might just leave that and try and work around it for the time being. Or I might end up moving that lavender plant. I don't really want to move it, it's just that I haven't kept on top of pruning it and it's gone a bit mad, so I'll need to have a look at that. And then the other two rhubarb crowns are going to go where this bush is here. This shrub is going to my neighbour, she said she would quite like it. And the other rhubarb crown is going roughly here, where there's a patch of earth. But I've got a fair bit of work to do because I'm not sure if there are some shrub roots in this border. So I want to get the ground prepped and ready to go before I dig up the rhubarb crowns and bring them over, because I want them to go from the allotment straight into the ground as soon as possible. So I'm going to get on with prepping this ground and I'll show you what I'm up to. I want a fairly big hole for planting in, so I'm going to have to lose these, I think they're foxgloves that are coming up, and dig down and hopefully not damage these bulbs too much so I can replant them. So there's a nice clump there for replanting. Oh, and I can see a worm, which is always encouraging. So I'm being as gentle as I can. I don't mind leaving some in the ground because I'd quite like to have them growing in the winter to give a bit of colour. Right. What I want to do is create a hole that's big enough to put a fair amount of manure in, and I'm also not sure how big these crowns are going to be. I'm doing the second hole now, and I did end up cutting the lavender back a bit, so hopefully it should be okay. If not, I'll just have to keep it going until I can take some cuttings and see how I get on with that. Those two holes are dug that side. This hole is very close to the rose bush here, and I did think about moving this rose bush, but I kind of thought that if I keep on top of manuring the area, then hopefully they both should have enough nutrients not to compete with each other. So I'm just going to move that bush now and put it into a plastic pot just to take around to my neighbours, and I'll get this hole dug here as well, and I'll bring you back when I've finished. That's all 4 holes dug now. So I'm going to head over to the allotment, fill the van up with manure, or the pickup truck with manure, and then unearth this rhubarb. So I'll see you over there now. I'm at my rhubarb patch now, and some of the rhubarb has already started to grow, which it would have been great if I wasn't trying to move some of it. But the 2 that I'm moving are over here, and you can just sort of see a bit of greenery poking through from both of them. This one is a bit more advanced than the other one, and I'm going to dig them up and then I'm going to split them in 2. But before I do that rather, I noticed that one of my blackberries has self-seeded itself. So it's quite a small plant at the moment, but as I'm wanting to move my blackberries, I think I will pot that up and see if anything good comes from that as well. So I'll just do that first, and then I'll dig up these rhubarb crowns and see what's occurring with them. So I've had a quick look around the base underneath to make sure there's no bindweed, and I'm really hoping there isn't any bindweed. I can't see any, but you never quite know with bindweed, do you? So, having looked at this, I reckon I need to split it like that. That looks like a natural split to me down here. So if you're squeamish, look away now. So I've never done this before, but that's what the roots look like. So hopefully I've done this right, and I'll dig up the other one, and then we'll skedaddle and go and plant it at home. I think I'm going to need to dig the holes a bit deeper at home. Right. So as I thought, I did have to make the hole a bit deeper, but I'm going to lift this in now and see where it's sitting. So at the moment I think it's sitting a bit low, because by the time I've put the manure in and put the soil back, that level will be a bit low. So I kind of wanted to sit a bit more up there, because over time the soil level will drop. So I'm just going to get some manure and fill in that planting hole, and then I'll get on with doing the other ones. I've now got the manure in, so I'm just gonna, yeah, I think that level should be about fine. So I'm just gonna backfill the soil now. And actually, I might get some more manure in there. So bear with me a minute. That's the first crown buried now. If I have any leftover manure, I'll just scatter the leftover manure around the edges of the crown. If not, I'll bring some back the next time I'm over the allotment and do that. I'll get on with doing the other 3 crowns now, and I shall show you what it's looking like when I'm finished. Here they are, all 4 of them in. Like I said, they are sitting slightly proud at the moment, but I'm hoping with a couple of days rain, or when I water them in now, and a bit of compost sinkage, they should sit about right. So that's the start of me bringing the fruit and vegetable things back from the allotment. I just wanted to have a quick recap on how I transplanted the rhubarb. So in terms of width between plants, it's recommended to leave 1 metre. Now I think I'm probably a little bit shy of 1 metre, and also I think ideally you should have nothing else grown in the beds, but I've got a lot of foxgloves, a rosebush, lavender, plenty of weeds. I did take out quite a bit of ivy and something else. I don't know what the other thing was, but that seems to have grown all over the place. So I better keep my eye open on that. And that is about it, really. I hope they'll grow. I've never dug up a rhubarb crown and split it before, so that was a first. The second one I dug up was actually bigger than the first, and I thought the first one was the biggest of the 2, but the second one went down really far, and I probably could have split that into 4, but I didn't have any room for any more rhubarb plants at the moment, and I think probably 4 rhubarb plants is enough anyway. So hopefully they'll grow over the summer, and I probably won't pick or harvest many leaves from them this year. I'll just let them re-establish, but I'll see what kind of crop I'm getting and make a decision from there, because if they are producing an awful lot of leaves, then taking 1 or 2 here and there won't do any harm, will it? So that's it from me for today. Thank you for watching, liking and commenting, subscribing. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but thank you very much if you've done them, and thank you very much for watching anyway. All I can say about that is lovely job.